Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so this is going to be my video review of the AV-8B module. And technically, if you look down here, it says version is 2.5.xdev. That changed recently when they did the update to the cockpit graphics and some of the stuff they did to the systems. So technically, this is an early access module still. However, it's I believe $69.99, and then on sale I think I got it for $35, which was really worth it. Total steal. So here's kind of what you get if you get the Harrier. Instant action. Go to the AV-8B, and most people that don't own any maps will just have the Caucasus, whatever region, and these are the missions that you've got. You've got air-to-ground guns and rockets. Let's load that up for funsies. And the majority of these are pretty quick and easy, you know, get you started kind of missions, which are neat. And I'm sure you've seen some of my videos by now, and other people's videos as well, I'm sure, where you can see the capabilities of the AV-8B. Let's see what we got here. Stores. Throw the rockets and the guns on at the same time. Look at the cockpit detail, man. That's just freaking amazing. I think the hardest thing is spotting the ground targets, you know, even with things turned on. Hey, I got somebody, which was nice. How's that for close, huh? And the cockpit in the Harrier is just amazing. I absolutely love it. This is like one of the more fun modules that you can get, you know. It's not the average fixed-wing aircraft, you know. You're not like jumping in the cockpit, taxiing around a runway, boring, taking off from the runway, boring. You can actually do the short jump takeoff kind of thing. You can do the vertical takeoff, you know. You can learn these systems. Look at that, like, glare in the cockpit. Look how amazing that is.
Pull up, pull up.
Maybe I don't want to pull up yet.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Pretty cool stuff. And again, recently I was at the Westmoreland County Air Show, and if you look at the cockpit here, this is pretty much what the real deal looks like. Right down to the wear. Really, really neat stuff. So I'll jump out of here, we'll quit, we'll go back. And again, that's what you got under instant action. Now, if you own the Nevada map, you get a few more missions to take off at Nevada, which is rather cool. I'll do the free flight one, which basically gets you, you know, started, you know, hot, up in the air, ready to go. Even with a decent SSD, it still takes a while to load some of this stuff. I'm running on a i5 9600K, 16 gigabytes of PC3000 DDR4. Off of this is running off a 1 terabyte Western Digital SSD, and that's about average right here for what it takes to load something for the first time. Now that I'm loading the Nevada map, if I load something else on the Nevada map now, it will load a lot faster.
Generator.
Zoom out a little bit. Here we go over Nevada. But look at the amazing detail. Look at that glare in the cockpit, man. Like, just, wow. Flight sims never looked like this before. It's really, really a good time to like flight simulations. And you can't hear it, I don't think, but as I pan my head around the cockpit, my sounds change too, so. Even the sound effects are rather good in this. And there's a variety of different liveries that you get, which are basically the skins. So I can change how that looks, basically, which is rather cool. From a variety of different ones that are pre-provided. Of course, in DCS World, you could change those things on your own as well. You could even make your own skin if you wanted to, but we're talking about the Harrier more than anything right now, so. And then the one thing the pilot was telling me the other day, they get this thing going as fast as 600 knots. One thing I've noticed is that DCS World will make a realistic simulation, but they won't simulate everything fully because they want to leave a little bit classified, I guess you could say, so they don't get in any trouble. So I have a funny feeling that, like, you know, this should go a little bit faster, but it's not. I've had it close to 600 before, but that's really pushing things. But I have to admit, I really like how this thing flies. It's a lot of fun. Look at that glare. Just absolutely amazing.
Pull up, pull up.
And there goes Bitchin' Betty again.
Pull up, pull up. Roll out, roll out. Pull up, pull up.
Let me jump out of here and go back a little bit. Of course, create fast mission is the same for any aircraft that you would happen to own. Just go to advanced mode, you know, whatever maps you own or the theaters it's going to allow you. This is kind of your quick and easy, you know, change some variables, you know, generate a mission kind of thing. And as usual, when you do anything in DCS, it usually takes a second. So now I've got a mission I could fly if I wanted to, but let's get out of here. Missions, basically, this is what you get. The bummer is, if I go to the F-18, I happen to look down, since I own the other maps, it gives me missions for Nevada, it gives me missions for Persian Gulf. And the F-18 is in early access too, to be all fairness. So, like, why the AV-8B doesn't have missions for Nevada and the Persian Gulf are kind of a bummer to me. Again, I'm hoping that's something that Razbam adds, but I don't know. I don't know that they've actually made what their true intentions are for this thing being complete. But again, there's enough stuff in here that, to me, it does feel like a complete product because you can do everything from, you know, air to ground, air to air refueling, carrier takeoff, you know. It's all there, which is rather super cool. And let's see. So if we go to campaign, another bummer. The AV-8B isn't even listed here. So there's absolutely no campaign with it. Now, granted, you can make all the missions you want with the mission editor, and it's pretty powerful. You can even do, like, you know, scripted events and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But I'm kind of bummed because even the A-10 has a couple. The F-18 comes with that one. Flaming Cliffs, I actually bought these two, I think, but the rest of them were with it and came with it. So for them not to have a campaign really does bum me out a little bit. But again, to be in all honesty, this is probably the one that I like play around with the most, man. This is the one that to me is like usually the most fun, you know. I think the challenge of just jumping into this thing and, you know, getting it off the deck of a carrier, you know. And of course, because I'm going to try this right now, I'm probably going to put it right in the drink, because that's usually how it goes since I'm doing this live. Well, not live, but, you know, on camera, on a recorded, you know, video that I'm making right now. Hey, look, little dude. You know what I could do? Oh, I don't even have a load. So, technically, this shouldn't be too bad. So basically, change the nozzles to around 60. Hold my brakes. What am I missing? I'm in V-stall. I have my flaps set. I have the water turned on. And off we go. Of course, I have absolutely no load, so that made that rather easy, but like, how freaking cool is that? Like, how freaking cool is that? Instead of getting shot off with a catapult or something, you know? I'll change my nozzles slowly here. Back to 0, and then I drop a hair, and then I go back over here, and I turn my water off, and set my flaps again for cruise. Yep. And then I can go back to navigation. Now, don't ask me to put this thing down on a carrier vertically, because I haven't figured that part out yet. I ain't that good. But again, how much fun is that, you know? Instead of just getting shot off there and going full afterburn off something, you know? And look at this. Look at the lighting effects, man. Just absolutely amazing. Look at the cockpit under those lighting effects. Fun stuff, right? Oh, I guess it helps if I put my gear up, right? That was a noob move. Rookie move. I didn't forget anything taken off, but I forgot pulling my gear up after I got up there. Well, it didn't end terrible, so that's good. So anyway, jump back out of there. I mean, even in an air-to-air scenario, this thing isn't terrible. I mean, it is a ground pounder more than anything. And I've done some cool videos on that.
Generator.
Let's see what we can get. Guess it helps if I go to master arm. I shot that a little prematurely. Oh, he's running. Yeah, he's trying to outrun it. And again, I fired a little prematurely. Pow. Not bad. That had to leave a mark. Oh, he's still up there. Man, look at that glare. Holy crap. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Look at this. Still turning. Still at 300 knots. He's going down now. Bye-bye. Cool stuff. So it can do air-to-air. I mean, all you usually get is sidewinders, which isn't like, you know, the best. You're doing close-up stuff. But it has them, which is nice. Let's see, what else do we got here that's kind of cool. Pleasure flight, pinpoint, cold and dark. Landing practice. I don't think I'm going to do that. I just don't think I'm going to do that. But anyway, as you can see, there are some cool things to do in here. And going online, you can do there's a lot of servers that have, progressive PvE stuff where you can jump in there at any time, and there's, missions going that the Harrier can go in there and do some ground pounding, which is rather cool. So, overall, you miss a campaign. You're missing some missions that you get with the with the Hornet if you own those other maps. But you know what? It's so versatile. It's so much fun to learn to do the vertical takeoffs and landings and that kind of stuff. And you can do air-to-air refueling in it if you wanted to. You've got carriers in this. I like it. I really like it. I think this is, again, so far this has become my favorite module. And I own the Flaming Cliff stuff. I have the A10C. I have the KA50. I plan on getting the F-16. I really want the Tomcat if that ever goes on sale soon. But this is the one that I go back to more than anything because I think it's just fun. There's so much fun to be had, like dropping dumb bombs and figuring out the Mavericks. There's a lot to do. And the good thing is it's not done yet. So I'm eager to find out what these guys at Razbam do next, because it is that much fun. It's one of the things that, like I said, I find myself going back to this continually. Let's see, air-to-ground guns and rockets. See, now that something's been loaded, it seems to load a little faster.
Generator.
Let's see, master arm, air to ground, menus, stores. Let's go to these and go to these. Let's get my gun and my rockets armed at the same time. And let's see what kind of damage we can do. Although, I must admit, I really suck at shooting rockets. It's definitely not my specialty. I seem to do better with Mark 82s and, CCIP dumb bomb things, But this can be a lot of fun too.
Pull up.
Yeah, pull up. There goes Bitch and Betty again.
Pull up.
I don't want to.
Pull up.
Come on.
Pull up.
See? Close, but no cookie, right?
Pull up.
Uh-oh. Hey, I got something. Not bad, huh? But it handles really, really well. I mean, you can literally go in here and just kind of swoop down in on shit and drop some stuff and pull out and get away. And again, I'm no expert, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, this is the thing you should be doing with a Hornet, because I tend to manage to do things the wrong way a lot. Oh, I didn't load my next rockets because I have it on unlimited. I have to reselect it again to have it reload. My bad. But look how quick I'm back up to 500 knots. And I was talking to the Harrier pilot the one day, and he was telling me that, like, we were talking about the F-16 and the Harrier and whatnot, and the F-16 was flying in the background basically at the air show while I was talking to him, and he's like, we could do kind of a lot of things that it can do as well. And he was saying a lot of things he can do even better. And I kind of think it's the air-to-ground thing, because this thing can kind of swoop in there and still manage to maneuver and pick up speed rather well. I think the other thing is it really helps to have the situational awareness with like a track IR5 like I'm using too.
Roll out.
That tends to make a difference.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Let's see what we look like back there. But like the funny thing is, this is the shit that I can do over and over again, and I just don't get bored of it, you know? Like I like flying. Like I'm looking forward to having an actual campaign to fly.
Roll out.
But until then, like the single missions and some of the stuff that I can do like this, just continually over and over again, is to me a super lot of fun, you know? And I think it's because of the fact that, you know, look man, the Harrier is really fun to fly. And I'm going pretty low here and just continually just turning around and diving back in, and this thing seems to accelerate back up to speed rather fast, which is nice, you know? So definitely good stuff, which is super cool. So anyway, I just wanted to end with the fact that I really think the Harrier is probably one of the most awesome modules that you can get for DCS World.
Pull up, pull up.
And
Pull up, pull
it's
up.
probably been the one that I've had the most fun with.
Pull up, pull up.
Next to probably the Hornet. But anyway, Razbam's done a great job, and I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I wanted to do this review for a while. So give it a shot, man. If you want something different that's not the same old boring thing, that's, you know, the average fixed wing aircraft, and you like to do some air-to-ground stuff. I mean, some people compare this to like the A-10. Personally, the A-10's kind of boring to me. This has been so much more fun. I mean, literally, just so much more fun.
Pull up, pull up.
Let's see if I can hit one of these guys before I end this.
Pull up, pull up.
And I managed to miss everything, but hey, it's all in good fun. Anyway, like I said, I think the Razbam Harrier module is probably one of the best modules you can get for DCS, and it's super a lot of fun. If I had to give it a rating on a scale from a 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 8.5, you know, that way there's always room for improvement, but really, really awesome and really fun stuff. Like I said, it gives you something to learn, and challenges you a little bit because it isn't the same thing. So anyways, I wanted to thank you for watching the video. I hope you've got something out of this and enjoyed it, and until next time.